Well, the sun is out. Well, actually, it was out a moment ago. Seems to have ducked back behind a cloud. But anyway, the weather seems to be improving, although there is rain predicted tomorrow. But we are heading into a long bank holiday weekend. May Day 2024. It's happening. And typically, a lot of people choose this chance to get out and about and to do stuff, right? But traffic is expected to be pretty heavy. And I have here information about just how bad it's going to get, or likely to get, but also when would be the best time and days to travel if you want to avoid getting stuck in too much traffic. So stay tuned and I'll give you all of that info right after this.
A brown car guy. Brown car guy.
Right then, so this is a release from the RAC. So the RAC have been looking into this, and they're talking about bank holiday traffic could spell mayhem for 16 million drivers. This is what they're saying is the volume of traffic that we're likely to see over these the 4 day of holiday that we're going to get with the bank holiday May Day. Now, and they reckon this is going to be actually above pre-COVID levels, according to research by RAC and the INRIX. The study suggests that getaway traffic will start building on Friday, 3rd of May, before peaking on Saturday, 4th of May, with 3.3 million journeys. An additional 2.3 million and 2.6 million separate getaway trips are planned for Sunday, the 5th of May, and Monday, the 6th of May, respectively. Obviously, these are estimates and extrapolations. They can't know your plans, at least not yet, but this is what they're working it out to be. Another 5.6 million are expected to be made at some point over the weekend by drivers who still are deciding which day to travel. They're trying to read your mind here. So when asked how they'll be spending their bank holiday weekend, the largest proportion of drivers said that they'll be using their cars to spend the day with family and friends. That was 39%, followed by 14% which intend to go shopping, and 8% who are staying with loved ones for a short break. In addition, 8% of drivers are planning to stay at a holiday home, and a further 7% are considering a trip to the coast or the beach. And the sun has come out. See, I did tell you the sun was coming out. Just 4% are intending to travel to an airport, which is just as well given the planned strikes at Heathrow. That's what it says in the report. My understanding is that the strikes are likely to end before the weekend because there's ongoing strikes at the airport. However, it's probably going to cause disruption and there'll probably be a knock-on effect from it, so I guess that's where they're coming from. Transport experts INRIX advise drivers to avoid setting off between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. on Thursday. So I'll put these on the screen, so that might help as well. So that was between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. on Thursday. This is to avoid 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Friday. Avoid 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday, and avoid 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Sunday and on Monday. I do have to go out on Sunday, actually, Sunday morning, so I'll have to head out. Well, I'm going to be heading out quite early. I'll be at Brands Hatch on Sunday, so if you happen to be there, or you're thinking of something to do on a Sunday, I'll be at Brands Hatch. I'm doing something there with the Drivers Union, the Supercar Club. So, throughout the weekend, the best time to travel will be before 9 a.m. and after 5 p.m. While Friday, 3rd of May will be the worst day for hold-ups. Friday will be the worst day for traffic jams, basically, with delays on major routes expected to take 13% longer than usual. 13% longer than usual. The long weekend may start as early as Thursday morning in some parts of the UK, and they reckon that the M53 southbound from Liverpool to Chester will be hit by mid-morning delays of up to 45 minutes. The busiest route will be M5 southbound between Bristol and Taunton on Friday afternoon, where travel is expected to take, get this, nearly 2 hours longer than the usual due to getaway and commuter traffic. Most major routes across the south and southwest are likely to take an average of 50% longer than usual to drive on the Friday afternoon. While on Bank Holiday Monday itself, parts of the Northwest, East Anglia and Southwest will be the hardest hit by returning traffic. So keep that in mind. Not just people going out, but people then coming back. So be in mind of the returning traffic on the Monday. Jams are predicted on the M55 eastbound between Blackpool and Preston from 11 a.m. This is on the Monday. Cornwall to Exeter eastbound on the A30 and A38 from 11:30 a.m. and Norwich to Tetford on the A11 southbound from 12:15 p.m. That's very specific, 12:15 p.m. I wonder how they work that out, but anyway, that's what they're saying. I'm just bringing this to you because you could find it useful. It's good for you to be able to plan your weekend, your 4-day weekend coming up. Now here's a little bit about how they might have worked this out. Since 2017, RAC figures, so they've been monitoring a long time, suggest that 14 million drivers tend to get away for a leisure journey at some point over the bank holiday weekend. This year's total, in line with the last 2 years, is well above average, showing drivers continued post-COVID eagerness to make the most of the time spent with their friends and their family. You can't really blame people for that, you know, having experienced lockdown. The extraordinary lockdown, we're going to be talking about that to our grandkids, I'll tell you. Being able to be free to travel where and when, how we want, is something that I don't think we take for granted anymore, and that we should always keep in mind, especially when making voting decisions. Might just throw that in. So the RAC spokesperson said that the COVID restrictions are a thing of the past, so catching up with friends and family is still the first priority for nearly half of drivers making leisure trips over the bank holiday. Since 2022, the first full year since mobility restriction lifted, drivers appear to be much more eager to make the most of May Day weekend. The total number of getaway trips this year far exceeding the average since 2017. We're anticipating a crescendo of cars on the road over the weekend, with as many as 3 million motorists making leisurely trips on Saturday alone. So if you're talking about the peak points, or the crescendo as they describe it, Saturday is the day to watch out for. In addition to the majority of motorists planning day trips and short breaks, our data shows the local routes to city and out-of-town shopping centres could see heavy traffic, so best to head out early morning or evening if possible. So again, the big malls and places like that, that's where a lot of people hang out. We might be there at some point. For those extending their long weekend breaks into next week, it's important to plan return journeys in advance. So this is it. So first of all, I mentioned the airport strikes. There are going to be train strikes, not this weekend thankfully, but actually next weekend there are going to be train strikes. So there are train strikes between Tuesday 7th of May and Saturday 11th of May. And because people can't take the train, potentially some of that traffic is then driven onto the roads. So if you are planning to make a week of it and then planning to come back the following weekend, keep that in mind, because that could cause some delays to your travel plans. Good news is, although delays won't be as severe as Easter, drivers should expect the lengthiest hold-up on major roads to and from popular destinations this weekend. Delays will likely peak on Friday afternoon, with some areas seeing usual traffic times double as holiday drivers vie for space on roads with commuters. So there you go. I hope you find that useful. It's always useful to be able to know what it's going to be like out there, to plan ahead. I do find it personally very useful. In fact, I use them regularly now. I use the map, the navigation apps, even when I'm going somewhere that I know the way, because sometimes it will know what's ahead, it will know traffic, it'll then pick out shortcuts and stuff like that. I tend to use Waze a lot, but I also use Google Maps. I found a feature in Google Maps, I actually posted that on the channel as well, is that it now does a bird's eye sort of flying review of the route that it's going to take you on, which is extraordinary. I don't know how they've done that, but anyway. So I would always recommend using these apps, particularly things like Waze and Google, so because they can always redirect you and they can tell you where traffic is building up and how bad it is and stuff like that. Anyway, good luck out there, but enjoy your car, enjoy your motoring, and most of all, enjoy your 4-day bank holiday weekend. Shout out time, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, if you enjoy my content, why not get involved? Buy me a coffee. You can do that at either of these links. Or if you're watching on YouTube, buy me a thanks or take out a membership. It all helps. It really does. Check this out, guys. It's my book. It's my first novel, and it's written for car fans like you. It's a fun political action thriller. It's full of cool cars and spectacular action. Get your copy now at Amazon.com.